Hello everyone, it's me again, Dr. Aprajita Rao, and today we are going to study about clinical implications of cell theory and various cell functions. For all of you who are listening to me for the first time, I strongly recommend please go back and listen to the earlier lectures in this chapter so that you can understand this chapter even better. So now moving on, when I was young, I always used to think, why are we studying about cell? This thing is probably 400 years old, so why now? So the answer to your question is that only by learning about cell, we know that how various organisms function, and various organisms include humans. Only when we know that how diseases are occurring, how normally cells function, we are able to develop various vaccines and protect cells from infection. So now you know all those injections you took when you were 1 or 2 years old who have saved you from so many infections. They were created only because we knew about cells. Apart from that, only when we are able to diagnose a disease we are able to treat it. And how do we do both? By knowing about cells and how they function. And one of the most important is we now know that stress is bad for us, working long hours is bad for us, not sleeping is bad for us. How do we know all this? It is because we know about cells again. So we can stop harming ourselves, stop harming our cells, and be better, healthy, and faster in our life. So, how has the cell theory been used till now? The basic discovered truths about cell listed in the cell theory are the basis of many things. Many diseases have been cured because of the same. Many medical researches have been taken forward. So let's take a small example. You might have heard of a disease, tuberculosis. In common language, it is known as TB. Just TNB, TB. So earlier, if somebody was diagnosed with TB, that person is supposed to be dead. He cannot be cured. If it is TB, the person is dead. But it is because of cells and the various medical researches today that not only we know about the various other symptoms of TB, we know how we can prevent it. And above all, if you have TB, we have a cure now. You will be cured. It's not a big deal. And so there are many other diseases like these. So nowadays, scientists are busy finding a cure for diseases like AIDS, cancer, any preventive vaccines if possible, stem cell researches, etc. Now let's go forward with some clinical implications which I personally find very interesting. First, we'll go forward with malaria. Just like tuberculosis earlier, if you have malaria, you are dead. So how is malaria caused? It is just transmitted by mosquitoes. It is not caused by mosquitoes. It is caused by a parasite by the name Plasmodium. And just like if there is a postman, okay, so this postman is responsible for taking letters to your house. Similarly, mosquito is just the postman and it is responsible for taking Plasmodium to your body. So what happens is this parasite, it lives inside the mosquito. So when the mosquito comes and bites us, the parasite enters our body and causes malaria. So all this detail was not known before. It was only known when scientists they started learning about human cells, mosquito cells and even Plasmodium cells, and hence we had a cure for malaria. And today the world is high tech. Okay, everything has gone into nanotechnology. Earlier we used to use a phone which was a landline, and these days we have mobiles. Books were there, but nowadays we don't read books, we read ebooks. Similarly, a group of very mind-boggling researchers have taken a very big challenge. What they're doing is they are making an artificial cell, which I must really appreciate their efforts. If that happens, it will be a very big achievement in medical science. And one of the researchers said, which was a very deep thing, he said that only by studying real cells we'll be able to create a perfect fake. And if they are able to make this cell, it will be the world's first robotic cell ever, and it will be a very big achievement. So there are countless other examples like these, and because we know what we are made up of and how we work together, the cells are functioning together, only because of that we are able to find out cures and various other preventive vaccines. So let's come down to the functions of cells. So what is the basic thing we need to live? That is to breathe. Why are we able to breathe? It is because of cells. They're responsible for the gas exchange, that is O2 and CO2. Second is eating. We all need food. So cells are responsible to take in the food as well as digest it. Make energy. So after we have eaten food, it is converted into something known as ATP, adenosine triphosphatase. This is food for cell. So it makes energy, it builds the molecules. What all it builds? Protein, carbohydrates, fats, nucleic acid, basically everything we are made up of. It removes all the waste from the body. So it controls the internal conditions. When we are very cold, at that point of time, our cells are very intelligent. What they do, they know that if something rubs against the other, heat is generated. So what happens is, they start rubbing against each other. So when they're rubbing against each other, heat is being generated. And this heat helps us to be warm when we are shivering in cold. So why are we shivering? Because cells are shivering inside. They are generating heat. So we are also shivering, and our internal temperature is maintained. So this is how cells help us to respond to external environment. It even helps us build more cells. So if somebody has a fracture or anything, cells are responsible for repair, growth, reproduction and development. So how do these cells actually group together to make something work? So first level we know it is cells. Then a group of cells, they come together and they form tissues. A group of few more tissues, they come together and they form organs. A group of organs, they come together and they form organ systems. And a group of organ systems, when they come together, a whole body is made. So that is the hierarchy. So now let's try to understand how all these things are actually working together. So here I am taking the example of nervous system, that is where the brain is there. So each individual cell in a nervous system is known as a neuron, and they all have this thing right here which you can see. They're technically or medically known as dendrites, but right now, because it is not in the scope of your class, we'll call them hands. Okay, let us consider that this is the hand of this neuron. Okay, so now this neuron has some idea inside. What it does is, he wants to tell it to his friend. So what he does, he goes and he holds hands with his friend. Then again these two want to tell it to somebody, they again hold hands. So like this, there is a group of friends who think the same thing. That is what? That is tissues. Now a lot of group of friends who think the same thing, now they couple up. After that what happens is, all of them, they make something which is an organ, like the brain. And all the parts, all the various organs in the nervous system, they join together and form the nervous system. So they think the same thing, so they're responsible for the same function. That is what I mean here. So after knowing all that, I have listed three main jobs of cells. First being making energy, that is ATP. Second, because why we are making energy? Because for every small thing we need energy. Second, making proteins. Proteins are very important because that is what builds us up. So now you know why your mother is always after your life and soul to finish that one bowl of protein dal every day. It is actually very important. And last being, make more cells. Why is that so? For growth, for reproduction, for repair, etc. And how all this happens? It is by the organelles inside the cells. We have been talking about the organelles so commonly, and like every time I'll tell you, we'll talk about them but in the later lectures. So that's all about the clinical implications of cell and cell theory. I hope you enjoyed it and you got the point why we are studying cell and cell theory, and now you have a bit more interest to know more. So wait for my next lecture and keep studying. Till then, thank you and keep watching Edupedia World.